Sugar Plum, we need to have a talk. How likely is it that you're going to win in the next hot altcoin? I know you love altcoins. I know you like it hot. There were 2,400 altcoins that appeared this year. Now, there's like literally 5 altcoins launched every couple of minutes. But I mean, 2,400 that you can put in a category where they like related to a theme or a movement or a sector, whatever. 2,400. Now, this was the data from about August. So you get the point. The odds are still the same. Of the 2,400 altcoins, about 24 did good. That means you have a tiny, very small, little small, 1% chance of winning. 1% chance of winning. This is a Pepe with a hot babe. And he is gambling and enjoying. Of course, that is some sweet orange juice he's got inside his cup. How about those ice cubes, huh? Now, let's go in. Remember, 2,400 coins, only 24 coins. Let's go further. Of those 24 coins that did well, most of them are actually between minus 50% to minus 80% down off their top. Most. Some just went the full round trip. Just went all the way to zero. But it's around, that's just pretty disgusting, right? So you're like, okay, I'm in the winner. Okay, but you're still drawing down 50 to 80%. Okay. So to kind of escape, you had to sell the top like a boss. Were you able to do that? You know how hard it is to time. Of course you do. You know, people say, oh, just take out your profit. Yeah, but where? You know, okay, sell on a 2x. Okay, then you missed the 100x. Okay, hold for the 100x. Okay, but you know 99 times out of 100, it doesn't go the 100x. It comes back down. What do? You know, some people say, okay, always take profit on a 2x. That's fair enough. You can do that. I have a friend, good friend Charlie, who actually did that. And he found after slippage, gas fees, and the win rate, you lose. You're actually just, you're slowly losing your money. So you have like, let's say you did like 1 ETH and you deploy it. Yeah, you're slowly grinding down. You're losing to the gas fees and the slippage. So he was watching everything. He'd go up like a 2x and that's it. Take out half, hold the rest. Guess what happened? 9 come back. One of them goes another 10x. He's break even. So it's disgusting when you think about this game. It's a very tough game, friends. I want to let you know, by the way, it's not bearish, okay? Why? We still have hope. Some might say copium. Let's enjoy Mr. Donald Trump playing with the frogs here. Because we are in the year before the Bitcoin halvening. We are in the year 2023. Confirm our friendship in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the belly button. I appreciate every single one of you. Shock the algorithm for me, friends. Shock, shock, shock. Tell your friends and family. This is a family-friendly show. You know, when we're looking at this, we got to remember not everything is going to play out as we think on one hand. But on the other hand, the boomers still think the 4-year cycle is a myth. So I'm very torn between it. I'm like, wait a minute. They all think it's all random. I recently showed, I think a few weeks ago, friends, I made a video. I showed you Mr. Raymond Dalio. He's like, oh, Bitcoin just moves on its own accord. Really? There's a 4-year cycle. I mean, it's programmed into the Ponzi. So in the Bitcoin halvening year, for some reason, we just get a frenzy. Everyone just becomes a degen. Don't know why. It just happens. It's Bitcoin halvening year. January, February, let's start it. Every single time. 2012, 2016, 2020. We start off the years kabooshing. Except we're kabooshing to the upside. So what happens? Here we go. January, February. You see these big greens? Big greens. That was 2021. What about 2020? Look at this. We had this big, nice rally up. I know we had the zombie virus, but it was a nice, emphatic rally. 65% off this low for Bitcoin. We're at 10,300. I remember that. Everyone was like, woohoo, we're going to the next stop. What about back in the 2016 land days? Look what happened here. We have January, February. January started a bit down, but remember we had we had like a giant move off the low. So we had rallied 200%, so 3x off the low into the January. And so the January was a retracement, but then February retraced back. See, everybody's optimistic. What about 2012? Look at this, 2012. It was another rally off the low right into the end of the year. February retraced. You see, there's always a thrill part. Everyone starts dreaming, starts speculating, the kindness and the friendship. So we aren't in that year yet. So, you know, these odds can change. Like they weren't that, when I did the odds in my win rates from the previous cycle, they weren't like this. So if you just click on my profile and you click on the little target here, show you my win rate, like my results. Friends, you did not have a 99% failure rate here. It was not just 1%. It was by top 10 altcoins. Why? Okay, look, the odds were better. Why? It's because Bitcoin and Ethereum were smaller in size. They were flushing up faster. Ethereum did 50x in the last cycle. It gave a lot of money. It pumped. Bitcoin as well. We're not going to get those multipliers anymore. Most people think they're in the one coins rule them all, but most of the time what they don't know is their coin only went up because Bitcoin and Ethereum went up a certain distance. Ethereum only did a 50x. Okay, well, your coin did anywhere from 50 to 400x. By the way, that's a lot of money. What if Ethereum only does 10x in the next cycle? From $880 to $8,800. Okay, now we're going to be lucky to get anywhere from a 5x. So some coins are really bad. They only do half of Ethereum. 5 to 10x up to 50x. And by the way, that's from the absolute lows. So, you know, total hex hit like less than 1 cent. So a 50x from that, for example, which would be, by the way, smashing Ethereum. That's the top of the top euphoria. Most coins never did that. Only your top tier coins like Luna and others that went really, really big, they were the ones that blew Ethereum out of the water like that. But most coins did around Ethereum's number. So yes, when you're talking about these coins, remember, if you're participating in the ones of this year, I want everybody to think about, right? There was the Unibot. There was the Telegram trading bot narrative that appeared as well. You know, that appeared, gone now. See you later. Now everybody is in cope tweeting mode about the revenue model and hoping it comes back before people leave onto something else. They're hoping the price just comes back. They're like, oh, please, I'll never do this again. Same story over and over. Let's look at some odds here. This is interesting, right? So 1% chance to hit it in cryptos, by the way, is still pretty good, even though it's trash for crypto, right? 1 in 292 million chance just to win the Powerball. 1 in a 1.2 million chance just of dying this year. Okay. So you have higher chance of dying this year than you are winning the Powerball by like 200x. That's crazy. You have a 1 in 57,000 chance to die by a bee sting. 1 in 35,000 chance to die by a storm. Okay. So this is where I want to ask you. Have you learned anything? Yes, you have. That's why you're my friend. You have a straight back. Orange juice, 1, 3, or 5 ice cubes. We have to talk about the crypto mechanics of liquidity, which is very important. So, I mean, I've already done this, right, many times, but you got to get this through your head. And your little peanut brain, go to any altcoin, even Bitcoin, and calculate the ratio of the bid side liquidity, only the bids, and compare it to the market cap. So the bid is how much people can exit and sell down. So the bid is like how much, say, USDC is sitting there. All this money, you add that up, that's actually how much can be extracted from the pool if everyone was to start clobbering it out. Okay, you can't add up the offers because they're offering to sell. You don't get any liquidity from there. So you'll notice the ratio. If you do the ratio of how much you can exit versus the market cap, which is what everybody thinks they have in a coin, you'll notice it's about 3%. So basically, in a room of 100 people holding the coin, only 3 can exit. Isn't that crazy? Only 3 can exit for the moonshot. That's wild. Only 3 people, so that's why I have 1 in 33 people can actually exit right now and swipe everything. So that's out of 100 people, 3. We're gonna use this 100 people example, okay? Remember, there's 100 people. So to continue, right? If we take the optimistic case and we know that there are dip buyers along the way, which we know there are, because no coin, right? So when a coin goes up, it doesn't go just straight down. What it does is it goes up and then it goes downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. You see that downtrend part? This is people trying to buy the dip, but they are providing liquidity for people to exit. So they are buying on the way down. They become the exit liquidity. So optimistically, you remember out of 100 people, how I said, okay, out of 100 people, only 3 are going to make it? Well, you can make it like 10 people are going to make it. Still trash odds, right? 10 out of 100. Still garbage, yeah. But that's realistic. Realistic. Now, to continue. You can also change the rates here. So out of the 10 people, right, there's 2 people. So remember, we have 100. Okay, if we do 100, there's an extra 20 people. So remember, there was 10 that win. There's 20 people who, let's do plus 10 here, 20 people who make out okay returns. And what's an okay return? anywhere from like a plus 50% to a plus 3x. So it's not a moonshot. It's just, okay, you traded well, you did okay. Still terrible odds, by the way. So in most cases, right, the reality is the win rate is only about 1%. So out of 100 people, only like one's going to win. You do the fees, you do the slippage. This is consistently, by the way. Okay. Now, if you're good, you can get your win rate up to 30%. Okay, so most people are going to have literally just 1 to 5% win rate, but I've actually seen the stats here. I've actually seen stats of on-chain traders, and we don't know who their names are, but we can see them. And the best dude was 33%. The best. And, you know, sometimes they win, they lose. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. And they got to get in super early. And it's not just trading off a chart. You got to do all the research. You got to speak to devs, do all this stuff, right? So most people, as I mentioned, they will experience less than a 5% win rate. The win rate is good if you get more than 50x on the win, though. So, yes, the win rate by itself means nothing. Okay. If I win, you know, how much do I win on that? Well, you're not winning a lot. You know all this, okay? Coins are not going 50x for you to just throw your money in to do that, right? Now, if we go back to my target, right, my results page I showed you, yes, this was one cycle play. This was in the 2020 halvening year when they were purchased, and then 2021 they played out. So maybe we get to buy stuff, new stuff in 2024, and then maybe we hold long enough and we get rewarded with something nice in 2025. Maybe. They are maybes, no guarantees. We need new coins, new narratives, and remember, you got to accept lower returns. Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing diminished gains. And everybody thinks that their coins were the special ones. They weren't. As you can see, they're all a function of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I really do hope that that gets broken, but so far we're not seeing anything tell us this. I really hope it gets broken, by the way. So, you know, most of us not getting 50x when we do play in any of these coins, right? So now to tell you, right, there are no guarantees, but what we're going to come down to, long-term holders, we know, are statistically the biggest bulk of the winners by far. It's not even close. There are 219 million Bitcoin holders, and we definitely know over 10 million people of them are like way into profit. That's huge. It's more like 20 million, okay? More like 20 million are like really deep into profit. Now, you know, there's like 100 million where there could be like minus 50% or a plus 2x or 3x. That's just garbage, but I'm actually talking about bigger ones, right? Ethereum, I forgot how many holders it has. I'm going to guess it has like 50 million, for example. We don't know. It would be a big amount as well. Ethereum, but like the Ethereum, like all the biggest gains, the first 1 million to 5 million people are all in, right? They're doing well, okay, depending on the timing. But, you know, there's a lot to go and get in terms of a good performance when you're doing long-term holding. Now, crypto communities with a long-term vision are constantly onboarding people. And they won't just quit at the first sign of trouble. So that's the problem with all these coins. It could be a new coin. It could be a new character, new memes, new whatever. But the problem is you don't know what they do when the prices drop. That's why, for example, I know when we look at Pulse, PulseX, and Hex, when we're looking at everything, you get to see, okay, there were significant price drops. Yeah, it sucks. The community's still here. I know. When I go to the pulsetube.com, there are 143 people here, okay? 143 people, and they're still here. Prices go up, they return. I like that I can see this. I can physically see this. Oh my God, look at this guy. Hello. You can see this. You know the names. There's pictures. Not all anonymous. Everybody shows their face. Here we go. Shout out to Randy, Mr. Maximus. Who's this dude? Maybe you've heard of him. You know, all these people out here, I like this. This gives me confidence versus all the anonymous places, okay? Because they could just disappear. Okay, now, if you align yourself with a long-term mindset holding, you increase your probability of winning. You don't guarantee it, you just increase it. So, instead of this like 5% win rate from the meme coin land, you can get to a 95% win rate. So you might say, oh, that sounds a bit high. No, but here's the thing. I didn't tell you how much you win. So that's where it's all open, right? It's like, it comes down to luck, really. Like, are you going to win 3x in 3 years from now, right? Are you going to win 3x or 30x or 300x? You see that? Complete differences, okay? Complete differences. We don't know. But at least you get an upside. That's what I like. At least you have a probability of winning. It's just that, well, now it's up to you how much you think you can grow and how big you want to add your bags. That's a good thing, right? Because another way to look at it is, okay, if I told you I have a coin and both sides were heads, okay, and I say, okay, if it's heads, you win $1, and if it's heads, you win $30. Okay, one of the head sides, you're gonna win no matter what. You're gonna say to me, let me play this game as many times, please, because I'm gonna win no matter what, right? Now I'm using obviously an extreme example, but you get the point. So you don't know, you get to flip the coin a few times. You might get the $1 side 5 times. Yeah, that's $5. You might get the $30 side 5 times. It's $150. You might get a combination of both. We don't know where it's gonna land, but if someone presents that game to you, you would say, hey, let me flip the coin as many times, please. And you also ask, oh, can I change the win? Can I, instead of winning $1, can we multiply it by 100x? Can I like put a loan and get leverage and like make it like 100x upside? That is the exact same as you increasing your bag size in something that you have conviction in. So if you think something's got a strong, I'm not telling you to do anything, friends. I'm not telling you to buy anything or sell anything. I'm just telling you this is the game. The game is if you have a high win rate somewhere and you think, okay, it's a high chance of winning, well, you're like, okay, well, I would rather increase my bag size towards that rather than like try playing the meme coins. Now, this is what Bitcoiners do, right? This is the same thing in the Bitcoin land. But they just pretend like, okay, it's not going to do a 5x, it's going to do a 500x. They're just pretending that it's going to be up there for that long and go up so much higher, even though it's 15 years old. I hope it does, by the way. I really hope it does. So you might say, why doesn't everybody do this game? I'm like, I've presented to you a game where heads you win, tails you win, it goes up, you got a high win rate. Here's the problem. The problem is it does have a cost. And the cost is the toll on your mental health. Your balls will shrink. Your ovaries will shrink. You will be tortured psychologically. This is exactly what you've been going through, this bear market. This is what it does. This is why people don't make it. You're like, let me present to you a game where you win, but you're going to kind of wish you weren't born sometimes. Like that's how much pain it goes through. So this is the cost, the real cost of actually winning. This is it. This is why people make it to the end. Warren Buffett says all the time, if you have excess IQ, anything above 120 IQ, he goes, throw all the points away. You just need guts. That's what it actually comes down to here, friends. And Mr. Pulse Seganator, who is a friend of the channel, Tiny Bag Syndrome. I like this guy. I like you, sir. My balls have disappeared, Sammy, but I'm still hodling. Yes, and I have this very graphic picture. It hurts. This is the game, man. This is the game. What I like about crypto is, man, it's gone so far down. Like, you don't even, like, it may as well be zero. You know, in the stock market, they lose their minds after 20%. And you know us, we lose our minds after 20%, but we don't call for the government to go print currency and then push us back up because we know they won't. But in the stock market, they do. That's why, yes, we get kicked in the nuts enough times. We get some calcification there. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the bell button. I'll appreciate every single one of you. I'm still holding for long term. I am still bullish. You're my friend. I got a straight posture. Catch you in the next one.